I'm moving to Thailand in a week. Let's run while we talk about things I would never do before living abroad again. The first thing I would never do is not read my contract thoroughly. My teaching contract in Indonesia was extremely strict to the point where if I were to quit, they would make me pay them thousands of dollars because they paid for my flight and my visa and a lot of other things. So if you were to quit, you kind of had no choice but to go broke. There's also a clause that said that if I were to quit, I could not work at any other school in Indonesia. The second thing I would never do is not negotiate my salary. I grew up thinking that it's okay to accept the bare minimum and not ask for more. It's okay to fight for what you want. It's okay to decline an offer if they're not meeting your needs either. The other thing I would never do is select an apartment without seeing it. My job told us that we would have free housing as soon as we got there, but it turns out that they lied about that. The free housing only applies to the house that they put you in, and that only applies to some cities. So I still had to pay for the apartment that I selected with them, even though they lied about providing free housing. And I got a housing stipend in order to pay for it, but the stipend was not enough to cover the cost of like renting anywhere. Teachers that did get free housing in an actual house had really weird rules from the landlords, such as they couldn't have people over of the opposite sex unless they were married. So I had friends who literally had to book a hotel just to see their boyfriend of how many years. My job picked out apartments for me, and I obviously couldn't check them out before I came, so I had to accept what they gave me. In the first apartment they gave me as a selection, I did not have hot water until my 4th month there. So I had to boil my water to take a shower or shower in freezing cold water every day. The second apartment that they set me up with was infested with roaches. The entire building was infested with German cockroaches. The final thing I'd never do again is not get travel insurance. I suffer from bipolar disorder and PTSD. My previous employer lied about setting us up with great insurance, but it turned out the insurance card only worked at a singular clinic in all of Indonesia. So I ended up having to pay out of pocket for my mental health care, such as my medicine and my psychiatrist appointments. All would have been cheaper if I just got travel insurance to cover my bases,